Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, first and foremost, just want to remind you guys I do have my workshops coming up. It is on my Academy website, k33academy.com/store, and you'll be able to see all the different types of learning opportunities that I have coming up. So, oh my gosh, it's hot. I will be going live on the 19th. It is a hybrid solar eclipse. If you would like to purchase an expedited request, you can definitely do that on my website, emmyevolving.com/shop/solar. This is a very interesting celestial event, and I hope you can join me for that fire ceremony. So, now on to the reason we're here. You guys, it's a Blu-ray update. A rare opportunity is coming. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Hi, Tennille. I feel like, first, I feel very tan for some reason. I don't know if the settings on my lights got changed, but I feel like I'm looking extra tan right now. It's going to be okay. Hi, Yukio. Okay. Okay. Here goes, guys. Oh my gosh. It is la la la. All right, anyways. anyways. You know what I love? I love that I'm the type of mom that totally just gives my kids everything. You know what I'm saying? So, I suddenly don't have a desk. It's gonna be okay though. Does it look like I've been in the sun? Does it? Does it? Does it? Does it? Riding in the car does this? Anyways. Anyways. Yeah, no, I tan very easy. Very, very easy. But luckily I don't burn as easy. Well, no, that's a lie. That's a lie. I do burn. I do. I burn. It's okay though. It's okay. It's okay. I don't stay in the sun very much. It makes me feel sick. It does. I think it has something to do with Ehlers-Danlos though, but I never bothered to figure it out. My doctors say it's not a sign of me slowly dying. So that was good enough for me. You know what I'm saying? that was good enough for me. And I was just like, that's fine. It's all good. It's all good. So let's get started. Ooh. Okay. This is intense. This is very intense. So, first and foremost, it's kind of like a reminder that you are secure in any environment that you're in. Okay. A lot of people be tripping out because they are like consistently worried about safety. And here's the thing, whatever you feed your energy into, whether it's the fear or the knowing. How many pants do I have on? Too many. Hold on. I literally have like far too many pants on. I feel my knees starting to sweat. So, and they're thick. All right. So, you got to really allow your energy to be used for your um, awareness of how safe you actually are. Okay. You have to use your awareness to continue to fuel that sense of safety that leads to your actual energetic safety. There's an opportunity that's coming up, and this opportunity has a lot to do with the way you perceive. If you perceive this as an opportunity for nefarious things to do nefarious things to you, then that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. You're going to open the doorway for that. So you have to make sure you're not being encouraged to lie to yourself. What you're being told to do is to just kind of chill. I have no chill. So it's kind of, I get it. It's a little bit hard to do, but it's necessary. It's necessary because if you don't chill out with um, hyperfixation on different potentialities, you're going to fuel those potentialities. And if they're potentialities that you don't want to happen, you got to stop fueling it. It's very simple to the point that most people will be like, no, that's too simple. That can't possibly be true. Why not? Because it could be that simple, right? Now, I think it ties into what you had experienced. I think it was last autumn. Heartache, heartbreak, finalization of things. Ooh, what did you finalize? Was it something good? No, it's not because it's upside down. So maybe hmm, it might be the finalization of a relationship that was toxic for you. Um, Maybe you finally let that go. I'm just gonna carry forward. 99% at 909, 99909, right? I'm gonna let that one go. Um, I think it's time for you to kind of remind yourself the things that fall away from you, the things that are taken, the things that walk away. These are things that were never meant for you. They were just never meant for you. Okay? Um, you might have had some very intense, very pronounced expectations, dreams, plans for the future with whatever that is or whoever that is. And it fell through. And I get it. I get the disappointment. I get the heartache. I get the heartbreak. But you have no idea what kind of unhappiness you probably avoided by that kind of being pushed out. And that's me trying to be sensitive. The Capricorn in me is the Capricorn in me wants to say other things that I think would be very full of truth, but would also, ruffle feathers and hurt feelings. So you got to just go through the process that you've been going through, and that process will be paying off very, very soon. Okay. You'll see why you had to do the things that you had to do. Don't egg me on, Queen of Hearts. I'm saying, like, you guys, okay, I'll give you an example. So, years ago, I was dating this silly boy. And at the time, he didn't seem very silly to me. He seemed like very, like, I was very serious about that, but he was just a silly boy. And well, no, I shouldn't say that. I should not say that. It's not, damn, I gotta be mean to somebody tonight. Max, Emmy. Remember, you're chill. Okay. So we're just gonna carry forward. Anyway, so there was this guy that I was dating, and I was serious about it at the time, and it felt it felt catastrophic when that ended because I wasn't expecting it to go that way, right? But it did. And it really wasn't anything tumultuous. It was kind of just a conversation that ended in a way that I didn't want it to end. And I've never had conversations end that way, especially not on my terms. And so it was weird. And then it became catastrophic to my emotions because, again, I've never had a conversation end that way. And so that really gravely affected me. And it was this thing of that needed to be removed to create the space for the person that I'm supposed to be with, for the person that's worthy of the type of love that I was willing and actively giving someone who was not, I'm sorry, but they weren't deserving of the type of love that I was giving. They just weren't. They weren't, and yeah, no, I was totally like what, 19. So it's just, again, it's not that they were a silly boy, it's that we were both very young. And that it was what it was. But if I didn't gracefully allow that to just walk out, right, to just go away, I would have missed out on something very, very profound, something that helped me to grow tremendously into the person that I am today. And, I look back and I assess that. Had I remained in that circumstance, I probably would have been a Stepford wife. Probably. Yeah. Because in that, I was only interested in catering to someone else's needs, anticipating someone else's needs. So that was quite possibly the biggest gift that that individual could have ever given me, was to be so nonchalant in the way they let go, thinking that I would sit there and wait for them to pick me back up. And I was just like, okay, well, fuck you then. Yeah, no, that totally altered the trajectory because for a split second, I was like, I will wait. I will wait. I will sit here and wait because. And then I was like, no, not because. I didn't do anything. I asked a simple question and then the conversation evolved into something that completely um, ended that potentiality. And so that's that, right? That's that. So you kind of just have to be okay with not knowing why something had to end, not knowing why things that you wanted, things that you had hoped for, things that you thought were a dream come true, why it became whatever the experience was and why it was cleansed from you, right? Why you were cleansed of that. Um, you got to get your mindset upright, because when you have that upside down mindset that stems from last autumn, remember, where your focus is, that's where your energy will flow to. That's what will be fueled by your energy. And that's what you'll end up manifesting for yourself. Okay. So just be aware of that. Dedication. You have to dedicate yourself to trusting your own process. Whatever that process is, it's something that can really, really give you the opportunity to create profound opportunities, right? Um, so I had this weird expectation from relationships when I was um, a teen and in my early 20s. And it was this expectation of the person for me would never walk away from me. The person for me would never let me walk away, meaning they would do everything in their power to work through whatever it is. Like there would be no breaks. I had this whole storyline in my head about, certain standards that I wasn't willing to compromise. And if I didn't have that, this thing of like, it's almost just trusting that what is right for me will be given to me freely. I really would have settled for things that weren't worth my time, you know? Um, I was dedicated to what my soul had really, this concept, this expectation with tremendous room for adjustments. I had tremendous dedication to that. And that's why, although the relationship right before my husband, uh, I thought I was very dedicated to that relationship. But the reality is, um, once they walk away, I was just like, okay, I guess you weren't it then. I guess you weren't it. Because they did try and come back around later, um, to kind of just reestablish connectivity and you. Looking back, I am aware I found my first twin when I was 18. Yeah. Mm, that didn't work. I found my first twin when I was 18. That was the reason I was so committed to it. I didn't know the concept had a term, but it was this awareness of the full alignment that was the potential between myself and that person. But again, I hold that type of soul connection to a completely different degree of accountability. They knew how they could hurt my feelings and they attempted. And so then I was like, okay, have a beautiful life in my silent absence. And that's how I walk away from a twin. Have a beautiful life in my silent absence. Because that concept of twin does not give them ownership over you, it does not give them dominion over you, right? What didn't kill you made you stronger. I disagree. What didn't kill me failed. I made me stronger. I disagree with this sentiment wholeheartedly. There's this belief that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That's not true at all. What didn't kill you failed. That individual failed in their attempt to destroy you and your sense of self, to derail your progress, to negatively impact your passion, distort your energy. They failed. And in response to that attempt that failed to do to me what it did not have the authority to do, I chose something else. Mhm. Do you realize that when you choose what you choose, not what someone else tells you to choose, when you choose what you choose, you have a 100% success rate? Because usually when you do what you choose, not what someone else is telling you to choose, what happens is you just do it and it kind of just happens and it just unfolds. And, you're kind of just like, ooh, oh, do you see what just happened? Oh my gosh, that's so cool. And then you realize, like, okay, wait, whoa, wait. So I really can do these things? Yeah, you can. A rare opportunity is coming. This is a conversation you need to have with your soul. Soul, what have I not noticed about my capacity, my capability, and my divine purpose? What have I not noticed? What part of my unfoldment have I not been witnessing firsthand because I've been so distracted by all of these other things? And then let your soul show you. Don't try and find these things. I mean, you know, just let yourself be who you are, right? We don't learn because someone else forces us to. We learn because we choose to. So it's never someone else making us stronger. It's never what someone else does to us that makes us stronger. It's what we do with what is done, what we choose for ourselves, whether passively or overtly. We choose. We are the only ones with the authority about what we will do with what we are experiencing. A rare opportunity is coming. What will you choose to do with it? For some, maybe that rare opportunity, maybe it will be presented to you by way of Trojans who trigger you, right? Maybe for others, it will come by way of you really just kind of taking a step back, quieting yourself down just a little bit, just enough to achieve a space of stillness where there's no distortions on the surface. And therefore, you can see with clarity exactly what it is you need to see. Oh, there's a post by my girlfriend. Hold on. Hold on. I gotta find this post because I was reading it just a little while ago. That's from my girl, Mayo Firefly. Okay, so this right here. Yes. Let me go ahead and screenshot this. I'll put it on the page, on the screen, I mean. So that way. Oh, stop it. Mm, all right. I love this. I love her. She's amazing. She's an amazing source of inspiration for many people. And she literally is a mayor. Yeah, congratulations, girl. All right, here we go. So it says, stop making excuses and learn how to pivot. Some talk too much and always want to be the one teaching, always giving instruction or correction, and there is never any time for someone to teach or instruct you. Shh, sometimes. Receive. Faith comes by hearing. Some of y'all lack faith because you won't let anyone share a different perspective or give you instruction. Perhaps you are stuck because you need new information that will shift the entire trajectory of your life. Practice listening. There's power in that. Seriously, there will always be challenges. There will always be adversity. The way you choose to handle it has to change. I'm not a transactional communicator. Now it's like, boom, I am not a transactional communicator. I don't check boxes and keep moving. I want to be sure I hear and understand so I can respond appropriately. I've learned so much more by just listening. Humility is still the key. I'm saying it's kind of hard to learn when you're constantly talking. I think that's what she's saying. It's hard to receive when you're constantly receiving in a transactional way, meaning receiving so that you can spit something back out. They're not even love laced bullets, as Mayor Martinez would say. Love laced bullets have a purpose that is so divine that it is poetry in motion. It is life being lived. It is knowledge turned into wisdom, not merely regurgitation and continuous communication of regurgitated vomit that carries with it the stench of fake spirituality. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Sometimes we need to stop making excuses and just learn how to pivot. Pivot so that you could put your ear closer to the mouth of those who speak the truth. Pivot so your ears can be turned away from those who regurgitate the stench that's supposed to be received as spirituality. Just saying. This is a rare opportunity. What you do with that opportunity, oops, it's up to you. And for those who can't take accountability for the way they misuse their opportunities to simply what? Be a transactional communicator. Ooh, the boom in the base of that truth. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. What are you going to dedicate yourself to? The continuation, the continuance of being a transactional communicator, where you enter into spaces trying to garner attention, accolades. What is it? What is it? It is extremely rare for me to enter someone else's space and try and dominate that space with continued wah, 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 wah. Even if I know what they're talking about is merely a regurgitation, it's very, very rare for me to actually speak up and try and correct and share. It's not my place to do that. Now, if you come to me in my space and you ask me these questions or you initiate transactional communication, I'm going to refund you. Because this is not where you fuck around and find out. This is where I maintain my energy. I do not match yours. Space for you to conduct yourself as my equal. And that's my only expectation of you. And as my equal, you don't come here and try and dominate. You don't come here and try and regurgitate. We only dine on the freshest truths. It could all be so simple, but you'd rather make it hard. Oh, let me just, okay. Hey, Teo, final step. Good. Yes. Let's go ahead and take the final step. Because Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. There are certain things that I just thank you for the reminder. Above all else, respect yourself. Do not match the frequency, the behaviors, the approaches of inferior perception. Souls cannot be inferior to each other. They come from the same thing, are made of the same thing, are returning to the same thing. So souls are not inferior to each other. The way the soul is experiencing the human experience, that's a whole different thing. That's a whole different thing. And then you toss in the organic portals. You know, the organic portals will definitely not allow you to clear them out. So you have a choice here. You're being presented an opportunity to consciously and maybe very combatively clear out organic portals, right? The OPs, the ops. Yeah. I know. For pop culture, ops is supposed to be the opposition. Yeah, no, I know. There's multiple definitions to certain things. So, in this sense, the ops stands for the OPs, organic portals. Organic portals are soulless. Yeah. So, there will be those who are in your space who don't have the capacity um, to transmute, transcend, to come to a space of self realization in order to experience self actualization, right? Organic portals are very good at mimicry and they regurgitate, 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 right? Even when the pinky's out, when in doubt, pinky out, you make it fancy. This is not SpongeBob. You can be Patrick all you want, but I'm not SpongeBob. My pants are not square. They're not. So it's up to you if you want to continue to be a caricature that exists simply to entertain and accommodate organic portals who are using mimicry, organic portals who use quite a bit of that regurgitation. It's a time waste. It's a time waste. I'll tell you that up front. It's a time waste. It's meant to gas spaces of lack of awareness of who you are and the ways in which you grow, because they will continue to gaslight you. They'll cause you to think that, oh, maybe I misunderstood. No, you didn't misunderstand. Just like I did not misunderstand the transactional communication that was occurring a little bit earlier in this live stream. That's a transactional communication. Transaction declined. Transaction declined. Transaction declined. That's what you witnessed me doing. Transaction declined. Absolutely. There's nothing shameful about it. There's nothing combative about it. I do not agree. I will not agree. And it does not matter to me if you're okay and in agreement with not agreeing. I'm good. I'm good off all of that. And you guys have to be able to be so solid within yourself that you can be good and good off all of that. That's funny. Oh, you're relentless, aren't you? So it's not a secret. What you need to do now is what you need to do. And people are no longer being a secret. They are no longer trying to keep secret their intentions. What are their intentions? The moment you begin to realize that it's a transactional intention and you are either being used as a commodity or you are the one being bartered, you need to not even bow out, but just turn around and walk away with your hand on your weaponry. I've lived many lives in feudal Japan. Should I walk away from a lesser opponent, I will not walk away with my hand not upon my katana. Mhm. Absolutely. Even by the code of Bushido, just because you are deemed a lesser opponent and therefore not worthy of my fight, I will not leave myself susceptible, because only a lesser opponent would try and attack you with your back turned. And that, my dear, is Bushido. Okay? So, protection in reverse. Do you need protection or do they need to be protected from you? I'm just saying. I'm just saying, there's this man, this beautiful, beautiful man. I forget his name. And I've shared his video. I've shared his video here before, and he's talking about part of his history and how it affected his future by him no longer being apologetic. And he remembers when he was younger, his mother used to say that, he had to be careful. He had to stay safe. He had to be protected from these people. When in reality, He was the warrior in every circumstance. He was the one people needed to be protected from because he carried with him an ineffable truth, an unmutable truth, and he was not willing to compromise. He was not willing to entertain a lesser consciousness. You see, the thing about that is that you have to be aware of where you're actually at within yourself. You know, that, what is it called? Dunning-Kruger effect? Is that what it? Yeah. Where the people who think so highly of themselves have a tendency to, I don't dare say it. And the people who are so quick to be so hypercritical of themselves, they have a very elevated likelihood to be far more profound than they would ever give themselves credit for. I know so many of you who are part of this community. You're all just so humble, most of you. Most of you are just so humble. And you just quietly join, or you join and you chat with the group, and it's beautiful and it's amazing. And little do other people know how educated you are, how accomplished you are, how much you've done, how many people you've helped, the type of following you've amassed. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. You're beautiful. You're powerful, even in your silence. Actually, you're powerful, especially in your silence. And I just wanted to take a moment to recognize and appreciate that out loud, out loud, just so you can know I actually do see you. I see and hear all the things that you don't share because maybe you think no one would care. Maybe you think that to share what you've accomplished would be seen as you bragging. Maybe you're worth bragging about here and there, right? Maybe every once in a while you need to kind of just celebrate yourself. A rare opportunity is coming, and this rare opportunity is something that I'm worried it will pass you up. I'm worried it will pass you up because you're so busy playing small that maybe the people you need to bring this opportunity to fruition are starting to believe that you're as small as you pretend to be. Do you guys realize our community is composed of highly accomplished individuals? We have doctors in the community. We have people with massive, massive social media following here in this community. You'd never know by the way they seem so normal, right? Because they are normal. We have people who, one of our community members does body work for celebrities. I saw them on a video for a pro fight, a pay-per-view fight. And that vlog for that professional celebrity fighter, that video had millions of views. You'd never guess. I'm so proud of you, by the way. So proud of you. Yeah, and that's the thing. Sometimes we get so caught up playing small so that we don't offend people, that the people we needed to connect with, the people that we needed to be able to bring to fruition the types of things that we're here to do, they start to believe us. We gaslight them into thinking we are less than what they felt we were from the start, without us bragging, without us showing, telling, sharing our accomplishments, our skills, our specialties. I feel like a hypocrite. I feel like a hypocrite because I say these things that I say in the live stream because I'm told by soul I need to share these things. Some of, a small fragment of my capacity and capability, a very small fragment of my accomplishments and, this and that. And in my real life, in my day to day life outside of live stream and public view, um, no one knows what I do. I don't share what I do. So it's not just you. I think we do this as members of this community. I think we all do this. It's scary. But I think we should stop. I think we should stop and consider there are people who are waiting to have confirmation that we exist. There are people that you don't know exist that's waiting to see you, to run into you. I'm not talking about fans, I'm talking about other souls who you are intertwined with. For example, do any of you feel as though the moment you cross paths with me, something shifted for you? You can't quite quantify what happened, but the longer you stay with me, the more life just magically changes. The more you feel at home in your life. And it's not that everything has changed. I think it's more that you're seeing things differently because, quite possibly for the first time in your life, you feel at home because you are actually home, surrounded by people who are just like you, just like me, people who, you know, we're starting to understand the gravity of us. And that doesn't mean other people are not in possession of profound gravity. It's just some of your attention and love is being given back to you. And you're starting to understand that you are a good person, that you are doing good things, and perfection is not what's expected. And that you're enough. Oh, I love that. I love that. Tennille says, I call you my soul translator. Oh my God, I'm going to cry. No, no. Nope, don't cry. I was talking to my husband earlier. We were running errands. And I feel like it's important for me to share this. I had come across a video this morning, and the video was this girl who she got injured. I guess she's a high performance athlete. She got injured, and so this video is kind of like a montage of clips of her rehabilitating a major injury and returning back to her high intensity training. Like, she even had a cast on. At a couple points in the video, not a lot, but a couple, there were clips with no context of her crying, right? We don't know if she was crying from pain. We don't know if she forced herself to cry. We don't know if she had been attempting some type of rehabilitative movement, exercise, whatever it is, and she was overcome with the emotion of not being able to do and perform at the level that she is accustomed to. We don't know. There's no context for that specific clip, right? But when you look at the whole thing as a totality, the entire video is communicating something profound. It's communicating such an intense dedication to a return back to their level of performance, that there was nothing that was going to stop them, not the pain, not the emotions, not any of that. And I don't know why I started scrolling through the comments. Sometimes when I watch videos on social media that impact me in some way, whether it's funny, whether it's touching, whether it's triggering, it doesn't matter. If it impacts me in some kind of way, I will look at all the comments. Well, as many as I can stomach. Social media can be just a savage place. And so with this, like I was seeing quite a few people who are like, I don't understand why people tape themselves crying. That's so stupid. That's so weak. And I found myself questioning why are their comments affecting me in this way? Well, because you guys have witnessed me cry. You know, I have cried in live streams. Um, it's not my usual, but it's not uncommon either. It depends on the subject matter. And with that, I was really trying to come to terms with like, okay, it's not force. I'm not trying to get attention. I really dislike when people see me cry. It's very uncomfortable for me, but it's something that I need to begin really accepting myself in all my stages, phases, experiences, and emotions. And so that's part of my process. And what am I doing live streaming? I'm allowing people to witness me in my organic process. So that's what I was telling myself. And I was like, okay, whatever. I'm not going to let it upset me. I'm not going to let it encourage me or entice me to attack myself and be hypercritical of myself. And then a few hours go by, and my husband and I were driving again, and then I the topic comes up. The topic comes up because there was a person that we both know, and you know, he was just like, "Yeah, man, that person's always crying. Like, what the hell was that about? Like, why are you crying?" And that triggered a remembrance of the whole process that I was in earlier that day. And I asked him, "Do you think that's how people receive it when they watch me cry on live streams?" And okay, so we're polar opposites. My husband and I are polar opposites, literally. I'm Pisces, he's Gemini. It's just, I don't even know if we're compatible, but it works. It works. And so he says, "Yeah, no, sometimes I'll be like, I'll be watching the live stream to moderate, and then I look away, and when I look back, you're crying, and I have no context why you're crying." And I'm like, "Why are you crying?" I'm like, "But are you receiving it in the same way as the person who you were just like, God, that person is always crying. What the heck are they crying for now?" And it was this thing of eventually we came to the conclusion that's not how he's taking it. But that really got me to this space of like, well, what if that's how other people take it? You know, what if other people receive it as me trying to get attention, get sympathy, and then the next part of this thought process was the most important part, because the next part was, well, fuck those people, cuz clearly they don't know me. And I will never allow someone to tell me how to think, feel, and what emotions are appropriate. I am who I am. If that makes you uncomfortable, get the fuck out of here. And I think that was the most important part. Why? Because your emotions are the fuel for your rise. It is. It's the fuel for your rise. Now, no, I don't think it's healthy for you to try and intentionally record yourself crying. But here's the thing, is that what I'm doing? No. So what's happening here? The same thing that all of us do, where we see something and then we try and make it apply to us. How so? By trying to pretend that we are that we are a manipulator, and we are trying to create. No, stop. I had to tell myself that earlier. Like, stop, knock it off. You know, you don't do that. I know I don't. I know that I don't. I know that I don't, because you can see video after video after video after video after video after video where I am trying to choke down the emotions, swallow it back down. So knowing, and just unfortunately, I've done that for so long, I can't do it anymore. Unfortunately, fortunately, you know, because now is the time for me and my community, all of you. Now's the time for you to just be who you are, to be who you are. And if who you are is someone that needs to allow yourself to finally freely express because your entire life you have been forced to never allow yourself to freely, organically, and passionately express yourself. I mean, now's the time. Now's the time. It's time. Tennille, you've been around a long time. You have. You've been around a long time. You've been around since bunny ears, have you not? Right? I was telling a friend earlier, part of my social media journey, we were talking about it. And it was this thing of like, I played the role for so long and it didn't protect me. It didn't. It didn't make me immune from the meanness that is inherent in social media, right? Do I find myself a victim? No. I I was an enabler for quite a bit of that. I allowed people to get away with things that I shouldn't have. I tolerated quite a bit. I made excuses for individuals who didn't need me to make any more excuses. Um, does that mean that I deserve the way I was treated? Hell no. Hell no. But it was a process that I took to learn that I needed to go through that. It was a difficult lesson. I learned it in the most difficult way possible. Am I bitter about that? No. Does that mean I would let those people in? Hell no. You only need to show me who you are one time. I'll believe you the first time. I'm not the same girl anymore. I'm not even a girl, I'm a woman. You show me who you are, I'll believe you the first time. I'm not talking about the act. I'm not talking about the character. I'm talking about who you are. I'll believe you the first time. And I can see through masks, just like most of you. You can see through the masks as well. Use that ability for your greater good. Use that for your greater good. I think what we've been doing too much of is seeing people for who they are and then creating a story to make it look better. That's just not how it works. When my mom passed away, I did her makeup and her hair. And I don't know if you guys have had people who have passed away, people who are close to you, where you know every single feature on their face, the lines and curves on every part of their body. And yeah, typically when a mortician does that person's final makeup, it doesn't look like them. It's weird. That's because they didn't know your loved one, right? And my mom passed. She could still communicate with me. I could hear her clearly. We were having conversations. And she told me I had to do her makeup. And I was like, okay, that's okay. Sure. Right. So I did her makeup and I know her. I know the beauty she hid inside her entire life, the beauty that she allowed to escape and be seen by certain people. I saw her strength and her grace. I saw everything about her. And I was able to translate that onto her face using makeup. I had no one telling me what to do. I was just showing her. And everyone was like, oh my gosh, your mother is like ridiculously beautiful. I'm like, I know, right? She was. My mom is a hottie. I would never say that to her face because, oh my God, I'm not going to hear the end of it. But she's a hottie. And then everyone asked me if I could do their makeup when they pass. And I was just like, y'all, I'm not a mortician. I'm not a mortician. This is like macabre. I don't want to. All my aunts, I was just like, I don't know about that. And then 6 months later, my aunt, who was basically like second mother to me, she had made me promise that when it's her time, because she was end stage heart failure, that I would do her makeup. And she was like a mother to me. I could not say no to her. And so I did her makeup. The only problem is my cousin was with me when I did her makeup. And then all of her sisters had all this input as to what to do, what they wanted to see. And then, of course, my uncle, too. And then my cousin was drunk and crying and being disruptive with me as I was doing her mother's makeup. My aunt didn't look like herself. She became a hodgepodge of everyone else's dictations of who they want her to look like, what version of her. And in the end, I felt badly because I don't know the person that we were looking at. I wasn't able to do what I did for my mom, which was show who she is. And that's kind of what we do to ourselves consistently, even in life. Even in life, we allow ourselves told who we are, how to look, the aesthetics, the behaviors, the time frames that you have to work with, and mm-mm, mm-mm, you know, no, no. You dictate those things to yourself. If not, you'll continue with those same cycles over and over and over until you have had enough. And then you know what ends up happening? A rare opportunity happens. You get so pissed off that you stop playing games, you stop mincing words, and you start speaking truth. That's exactly what happened to me. People say I've changed since I left Facebook. Hell yeah, I've changed. I'm glad you noticed. No, you are not going to be using me as a doormat anymore. Why? Because I said so. That's all the reason I need. Because you do not dictate to me anything. All right? That's reason enough. Because you said so, and what you say is what is valid for you in your journey. Unless, of course, you conduct yourself in such a way that what you say is an invitation for other people to negate. Like, no, no, that's not how it works. When you allow people to think that's how it works, that's how they will force it. Yeah, see, you're not defending yourself. You're not allowing yourself to see that you are worthwhile, that you are worth speaking up for. Change is beautiful because it's hard. What if it's the opposite? No, I don't know. I'm just trying to entertain these different perceptions, different viewpoints, right? Change is beautiful because it's hard. What if change is hard because it's beautiful and we're so accustomed to being devoid of the beauty that's naturally occurring within us, around us? We're so devoid of that. I don't know. All I know is you're worth it. She feels, she knows. What do you feel right now? What do you feel that maybe you're trying to pretend you don't know? There's times where I say, I don't know. Do I not know? Or do I know, but I don't agree with it? I don't like it. I would prefer something else. And because of that, I don't know if I should communicate my truth or communicate my preference. Do you know you pick between those two all the time? You're either communicating your truth or you're communicating a version of truth that relies heavily on the preference of yourself or the preference of someone outside of you, right? So, what's it going to be? You already feel it, you already know it. Are you going to honor that? Are you going to allow yourself to honor your needs, your truth? What's it going to be, right? Beyond the mind, the heart beats. I think what's happening here is this rare opportunity goes beyond logic. It goes beyond what you think is logical, fair, attainable, sustainable. So now, spirituality, the spiritual industry is such a lucrative industry that um, everyone is trying to make some type of living wage from live streaming, spiritual concepts, services, things like that. Totally not hating. I mean, I do it, right? I'm part of that industry. It's an industry. But here's the thing, even just 5 years ago, 4 years ago, if you heard someone saying that they're quitting their 9 to 5 job and they're going to be live streaming for a living, you'd be like, you're crazy. Why? Well, because it's not sustainable. That's not doable. Someone's going to pay you to do energy work? I don't know. That was the experience that I had, right? That was the experience that I had, that it wasn't going to be something sustainable, that this is a flash in the pan. And I'll just live stream for as long as I live stream. I wasn't intending for it to be a business, but if people are willing to compensate me for my time while I provide a service, beautiful. And it is what it is. It is what it is. And I remember in the very beginning, um, I used to do nothing but completely free live streams of energy work, and I would be live for 6, 7, sometimes 8 hours completely free. By the end of that, I would have worked on over 100 people nonstop. Nonstop. Oh, your girl got stamina. I'm serious. I'm serious. And it was this thing of, then I began to feel like, well, people who really need it, because there's so many. I mean, the comments is just streaming, streaming, streaming. And the people who really need it, they're drowned out because there's just so many people. And so I was like, well, we'll do expedites where you'll be, up on that list, and I'll only have a specific number, like 5 or 10 of each expedite. Once that's sold out, that's it. and I'll keep going until my voice is just through. Again, 5, 6, 7 hours. And by the time all the paid expedites are done, which is like $30, I will continue completely free. And then it shifted into this thing of, okay, only paid expedites, but for number wars, and we'll do a shit ton of number wars throughout the live stream. What you're going to win is a $400 mentorship with me completely for free, guessing numbers. And I didn't see anything wrong with any of it because I didn't value myself, because this is my norm. And to me, because it's norm, it's natural, it's all I know, there's no value in it. I'm not valuable, right? Until one day, we were having another live stream, and I, again, was giving away crazy ass prizes. Crazy ass prizes. Um, yeah, my team was like, I don't think you should be giving away private sessions because I mean, you have like little crystals. You could give that away. It's only like a couple dollars to ship. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to pay $7 for shipping. I'll just give them my time. And my whole team was like, I mean, that's like a $300 session. You would rather forego $300 so you could save seven? And I was like, no, but it's just my time. And they had to sit me down multiple times and be like, do you understand how valuable your time is? And I was like, what? It's just like 30 minutes. I could do it in like 30 minutes. It's no biggie. And I did this for quite a few years. It's no biggie. It's no biggie. Nothing I ever did was any biggie. Do you guys feel that I'm no biggie? Do you guys feel that the type of work that I do is no biggie? Because it took me a very long time to realize maybe I'm blind to the reality of who I am and the gravity that I hold within me naturally, organically. A gravity that I was born with. And because I was born with it, I don't grasp the gravity of it. Right? Like I could see it clearly in other people, like, oh my God, you are profound and genuinely mean that. Right? I can't do that for myself. Knowing the gravity of the work that I do, I can't do that for myself. Why? Because it's all I know. So why am I telling you guys this? Because who you are is all you know. So yeah, you're going to think you're no biggie. It's usually the cream of the crop that doesn't understand how far they traveled to rise to the top. They don't diminish what's at the bottom. They just don't understand and don't accept the gravity of the journey that got them to the top. We got to stop. We got to stop. I still don't think I'm a big deal. Stop it. I don't, but I understand the gravity of the work that I do. The work I do, the system I created, that's a big deal. Aura spectra bioregenesis is a big fucking deal. Me as a person, not such a big deal. Literally. I mean that genuinely. It's not an act. I feel like I can teach anyone to do the work that I do. I can. I can teach anyone to do the work that I do. The only difference is that I've been doing this for much longer and I just have had the opportunity to acquire more knowledge. That's the only difference. I'm sure if you started the same time I did, 44 years ago, you'd have the opportunity to have as much knowledge as I have. That's not a, I mean, yeah, that's, there's, I don't know. I don't know. Right. And it's not me not understanding my value as a person. I believe I have value to myself. Has nothing to do with competing and comparing with other people. My value is for me, my understanding of me, just like your value is about you and your understanding of you. If you go through all of this work that will help you to better understand what you're here to do, well, oh, River, I love you. It's profound what you do, only you can do. There is no other. Irreplaceable you are. There's only one you in all of creation. Oh, don't make me cry. My hormones are out of control and I'm very emotional. I'm serious. Don't make me cry. Oh my gosh. See, and then comes this thing that I know we all do where it's like, I'm just speaking genuinely, flowing with the communication from the cards. And now I'm like, oh my God, are you guys thinking I'm fishing for compliments? I hope not. I'm learning. I'm learning how to receive compliments. It's still hard. It's still hard, but I'm learning um to at the very least not try and convince you that your perception is inaccurate or somehow wrong. So, thank you. Michael says, just say thank you. Thank you. I'm working on it. I really am. I'm working on it. Um, oh, rainbow. It's true. It's true. I am. I'm doing that thing that I mentioned earlier when I talked about how we make something like seem like something it's not. Ooh, ooh, that's powerful. Not compliments, they are statements. Mm, that that right there. It's not a compliment, it's a statement, and it's not for me to correct your perception unless you ask me to. I feel that deeply. Um, ooh, that's a game changer right there. Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, that kicked my ego right in the sphincter. Ooh. That was a peritoneal blow to my ego. A peritoneal blow to the ego. Ooh, right in the asshole. Right in the pelvic floor. Jesus Christos. Okay. That was good. Ooh, kick it again. That hurt so good. What? Damn. Ooh, not compliments, they're statements. That removes ego from the equation, you know? Like, I'm not compliment. Ooh, good thing you guys are gentle with me. Cause damn, I'm sure I would have cried if River was like, I'm sorry, that wasn't a compliment. I was making a statement. Moving forward. That was good though. Oh my gosh. What you want wants you in reverse. Ooh, this is another good one. So it's kind of like this sense of um what you want. You think that what you want doesn't want you back, so you're pretending you don't want it. Ooh. A rare opportunity is coming. A rare opportunity is coming. So, oh. So, okay. So on the 19th, there's going to be a hybrid solar eclipse, right? And don't tell people. This hybrid solar eclipse is a very significant one. You guys notice I don't always do solar eclipse, lunar eclipse, or like those type of events. It's really just when my arm is twisted to do a fire ceremony. And typically a fire ceremony gets twisted upon me because it's something that's transformational. Well, I was in the middle of arguing with Michael because he was telling me I needed to do a fire ceremony for the 19th, which is a hybrid solar eclipse. And he was like, it's a totality event. It's a cloaked totality event because you know what happens when an eclipse occurs. Things are hidden in shadow. So all of the work and all of the changes that are going to occur during that event, it doesn't matter if you do it or if you have someone do it for it. Well, it might matter if someone else does it for you. I can only speak for myself. If I do for you expedites during that event, it's concealed. I don't know if you guys, I don't know why I'm whispering. Girl, I'm whispering. Sometimes sometimes I don't understand myself. I don't know why I was whispering. I'll talk normal now. So, okay, that's what that event is. I don't know if you guys noticed, for the most part, I won't announce the work that I'm doing on someone. That's for your privacy. The world doesn't need to know what kind of upgrades you're receiving. For this event, the level of secrecy is amplified. But you got to be careful because that cloaking goes both ways. It's a hybrid event. All celestial events carry with it both potentialities for beneficial as well as detrimental work, right? Painful magic. Y'all ever heard that term? Baneful magic. There are going to be those who are doing baneful magic, but at the same time, I can't say too much. AI is listening. I'm saying, I'm saying, you know, so this is a crucial event. That's in 2 days. That's in 2 days, you know, that's in 2 days. So what you do between now and then, it's intense. You're gonna need to make some choices. Um, wait. Okay. I don't know. For some reason, he told me um to click back on what was on the post. And there's another post right beneath it that says some people will not be happy that you're healing. They benefited from your brokenness. Continue to heal anyway. And then below that, it says alignment creates connection. Who you connect to opens a flow of impartation. Connecting with right people for right purpose is critical. Connecting with wrong people with wrong motives is detrimental. Okay, who are you, sir? Okay, let's look at your profile. I like that. What else do you do? Ooh, okay, we're following you. You're married? Perfect. Perfect. As a matter of fact, I'm not just going to follow you. I'm going to friend you. Oh, no, I don't want to friend you. Cancel request. Oh, shit. Oh my God. So I mistaken. I was totally being sarcastic. I sent a friend request. It won't let me cancel it. It says, sorry, we can't process this request. Shit. Bro, stop it. Cancel the request. Just, I don't even want to follow. Now I'm weirded out. Okay, this right here, he said something else. I'm increasingly convinced that in search of the new or the next people are embracing unsteady, unhealthy, and out of balance leaders. It's dangerous. We need to look for those with good fruit, consistency, and wisdom. What if I friend your wife? That's even more creepy. That's why you don't go on people's Why did you click on their profile? Oh my God. Girl, why you do that? Turn off Facebook. Oh my God. Because I think people who are married are like me and like, no, exactly. I should stop. I was able to take back the friend request and I didn't follow. And then I closed out the window. I don't know their name. Shit. When you friend request and you take it back, it removes notification, right? Okay, no, they have like 60 something thousand followers. They're not going to notice little old me. They're not going to notice. It's okay. We're safe. It's okay. They won't even notice. Or we're going to choose to believe they're not even going to see that notification. That's fine. It's fine. Anyways, card number 33, Heaven Sent. Heaven Sent. These opportunities. Oh my God. Okay. We have to embrace bravery. This is just, I'm gonna have a panic attack. We're gonna go back. Michael's talking about trust. Okay. I am trusting that friend that friend request was not a mistake. We're clicking the friend request. This is scary. Okay, they're a minister too. They're married. Good. Passionate Jesus lover. Can I take back the friend request? I don't want none of that smoke. Oh, shit. Oh no. Oh no. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Close Facebook, girl. You shouldn't have come back on there. Damn it. Why you always do that to me? Okay. He's gonna be fine. He's old. Oh, shit. Okay. Okay. It's fine. You're fine. We're all fine. They're a public figure. It's fine. They have really good Jesus quotes, is why. I'm serious. It was really good Jesus quotes. It was good. It was good stuff. Like, you got to be careful about who you are, what you're chasing, because in that desperation, you're totally inviting the entry of unsavory things. Anyways, follow your own rhythm, but you're not doing it because it's in reverse. You're not listening to yourself, you know? You're not listening to yourself. It's so it becomes this thing. But I draw the line. I'm not gonna. No, he may not even accept exactly. It's, I'm gonna deactivate the account. That's the only solution. I'm gonna have to start a new Emmy Nicolina account. That's the only solution. Fuck. That's why I'm not on social media like that. Oh, shit. I'm gonna deactivate my account. That's the only way to correct this issue. Shit. Yes, this. That was the other. Yeah. When they accept, I'm gonna block them. That's it. That's it. That's the plan of action. If they accept, I'm going to block them. Once you get blocked, I have like over 1,000 people blocked. I'm not going to find you again. Confidence is returning. Awkward moment is subsiding. We've solved it. We've solved it. There we go. Thank you. That was perfect. I love that. Okay. Conscious connections in reverse. So you're disconnected. Oh, shit. Okay. That's it. I'm using my psychic abilities. That's it. Hold on. Michaela. Okay, we got the card. The question that this card that fell is answering is this going to be an issue? This is not going to be an issue, right? Is this going to be an issue? The question is this going to be an issue? Nothing will come of this situation. See what I'm saying? Y'all were tripping for no reason. Y'all were tripping for no reason. I told you, it's not even going to be an issue. They're probably not even going to approve my friend request. But you can't have a 60 something thousand following. 60 something thousand. I don't remember how much. It's making my armpits. You can't have that big of a following and be running your page yourself. So, there we go. Okay. Plus, can't you only have like 5,000 friends? Oh shit! Nothing's gonna come of it. It's fine. Okay. So, conscious connections in reverse. This is about you letting your insecurities and your fears, your worries about Lord knows what, play you like my insecurities play me. See? You see? Right? Because really, why would there be an issue? I'm not ever going to interact with that person. I'm just not. That's the reality of it. Unless you've been with me for quite some time, you know. I pretty much don't respond to people unless you've been with me for quite some time. So there's no issue. Right? Perfect. Don't let your fear of whatever insecurity you believe in to be the very thing that prevents you from connecting with others, connecting with people who could be a source of inspiration, right? You know, it could be because they make nice posts. That's why I friend requested the said person. They have some really insightful words to share. They're a minister, and so That doesn't sound good. No, seriously, they're a minister. I didn't know that, but that's why they have such insightful posts. So we're just gonna leave it like that, and hopefully they continue to post insightful things. But I don't know if Facebook will load that on my news feed. Is that on Facebook? That's on Facebook. FYP is on TikTok, right? I don't know. I don't know. Card number 43, come to life. So part of coming to life is being able to see new perspective. If you're going to stay in the same space for a prolonged period, how are you actually truly living? How are you coming to life? You're having the same perception, you're having such stagnant energy. Because if it's just going to stay there, right where you're at, I mean, that space that you're in has space for only so much growth, so much expansion. That's why you continue to exit the places you exit and enter into new spaces, because those new spaces carry the potentiality for new growth. There are people who have had um, the same circle for a long time. Excuse me. And it works because their circle continues to grow, right? Their circle continues to expand, continues to explore new ideas, new concepts together. Like one person introduced to something and they'll share it with a group, and next thing you know, the whole group is kind of like, checking out that new topic, and they're discussing, and it creates new growth. But then there are other groups where it's like the same damn thing all the time. Like, every Wednesday they're eating at Applebee's. On Thursday nights, they stay home because whatever show is on. Fridays, they go to whatever bar. Every April, they go to Disneyland. Every August, they go to Hawaii. It's like it's the same old thing over and over. And there's no room for growth, because if you look at things differently, if you're exposed to different types of subject matter, different types of thinking, concepts, the group they'll make fun of you. They'll think you're weird. They'll think all sorts of different things. And then you'll be shamed back into a space of compliance, right? For some, for some, um, sorry, I have to text my husband. Hold on. What is this? Can you check that? To my husband, can you check that? I just texted you something. So, yeah, those spaces you can't grow in. So then you got to exit out of it. And I think for some of us, we've forgotten what it feels like to be alive, to be in environments where people encourage you, not just push you. It's very easy to push someone. And oftentimes, it doesn't even have that pushing doesn't have to come from a place of love. It can come from a place of jealousy, hate, whatever negative emotions people can feel. But when you encourage someone to choose to push beyond their own fear, that always comes from a place of love. That always comes from a place of empowerment, right? Yeah. Can you fix that? Can you make sure? because I don't know, that's questionable. That's questionable. So, yeah, you need to make sure that you're in an environment that consistently handles you from a place of love. And handling you from a place of love does not necessarily mean that they're going to be very coddly with you. And, it could be this thing of, pulling you into another room and being like, sit your half ass down. Oh, no, it wasn't half ass. It could be this thing of sit your leaking ass down. Sit your leaking ass down. That comes from a place of love. Right? So I think whatever this rare opportunity that's coming, it's going to push you outside of your comfort zone. It's going to invite you to exit out of your comfort zone. And if you can do that, the rewards, oh my God, the type of growth, the opportunities. Walk your truth. You got to. You got to. It's so important to do this at this point because if you don't, you know what ends up happening? You miss out. Did you see that slow blank? That wasn't even a slow blank. That was like closed my eyes and opened it. A slow blank is slow. Like that. Okay. Anyways, I better quit. You got to walk your truth. And when you walk your truth, you'll have something to celebrate. Walking your truth plants the seeds, you little Johnny Appleseed. You're a seed planter. Start planting seeds. Oh, that could be taken so bad. I'm saying. This is about you exiting one environment and entering into a new one and knowing that you still maintain the same strength, the same level of integrity. You are not being diminished. You got to stop thinking that everything that challenges you is seeking to diminish you because it's not. It's not. For some of us, we need to take a time out and see where we're at within our perception journey, how we perceive ourselves, all of that, right? Um, what if your comfort zone is a bed of nails or basement floor? Then I would assume your soul knows there's an injury that those conditions are going to address. A bed of nails is not as painful as people think because you have quite a few points that support. So it doesn't necessarily always puncture. Sometimes that's the very thing that will stimulate crucial meridian points. There's a mat that simulates a bed of nails, right? What's wrong with the basement floor? You can figure a way to get comfortable on that because basements are usually chock full of all sorts of things that no one else wants to deal with. Old sleeping bags, cardboard, all sorts of different things. Things you can use for insulation, things you can use for padding, warmth, comfort. Maybe you've been placed on a bed of nails or a basement floor because those are the very conditions that will help lead you to realize it's time to actively seek a solution to gain resolution. And life was not designed to be easy. This concept of if you're a good enough person, your life will be easy is a lie. The more people who witness me being a good person, the more complex and more demanding my life has become. Why? Because the world is starved for goodness. So that concept of if you're a good person, things will become easy. No, they become easy when you stop fighting yourself. They become easy when you start to flow with a process you're being invited into, right? And I'm not just talking to Matthew. Matthew happened to inspire my thought process. The message really is for all of us. Is it a bed of nails or a treatment surface? Is that the surface being used to treat ailments that you're not aware of? Let's look really quick. I'm super curious. I'm not a robot. Bastards. Okay. Exactly. The mystical bed of nails originated over 1,000 years ago and was used by gurus in the practice of meditation and healing. Right. Today we have embodied all the acupressure principles in an innovative Oh, that's the mat that I was looking at before. Let's see. Sleeping on a bed of nails is historically associated with ascetic Hindu holy men who sleep up poles and walk on coals. Okay. Ooh. There are alleged health benefits such as back pain relief through acupressure. Yeah. So I would wish that soul would let me sleep on a bed of nails. It's in the most painful moments of my life that I've experienced the most profound healing. It's in the most painful moments of my life that I've experienced the most profound healing. Why? Because I was forced to face the very thing that was hurting me to the degree that it was debilitating me. Yep. It's at my sickest that I seek out my health. It's at the point of feeling the most lost that I actively seek out true direction. A year ago, I'd been the sickest I've ever been, probably in my whole life. Like literally the sickest I've ever been in probably my whole life. Completely destabilized joints, just really, really, it was bad. It was very, very bad. And because of the severity of my health, um, that really encouraged me to dedicate a large portion of my focus on regaining my health. And what happened? I'm the strongest I've ever been in my entire life. We have these huge bins that are big enough for me to fit in, right? They're huge. And I have some of them that are full of beads, like crystal beads that are heavy. I want to say each bin is maybe, I don't know, 60 to 100 pounds, depending on what's inside. And, we move so often that every time we move, I can't carry those bins. At best, I can drag them a couple feet, but they typically, they can only be carried by my husband or my adult son. And rearranging some things in my office, um, had to move those bins. I was rearranging stuff, just never took them out of the bins. And I can carry it easy. Easy. I can carry it up and downstairs. Easy. Why? Well, because I got real sick. And then I got sick that I was tired of being sick. It was the fact that I was sick that caused me to seek out my health. It's in the moments of internal destruction that I find myself building myself taller, bigger, wiser, more functional in the purpose I was created to fulfill. So I'm grateful for everything, especially the hardship that I've experienced and endured. I don't seek it out, but I'm grateful for the ways in which it triggers me to choose the opposing polarity of what I don't like. Shadow self. It's within your shadows that you hide the greatest of your light. Because again, when you seek out the darkness, you glow even brighter. Move forward in reverse. Sometimes you have to stay in the same place because that moving forward is really you running away from the issue, right? You have a rare opportunity that's coming. You won't notice this opportunity if you're so busy running away from it. Balance. You have to allow yourself to have the balance that's necessary. What is that balance? Well, I don't know. Is it a balance between the self and the soul? Is it a balance between your masculine and feminine? Is it a balance between you and another person? I mean, what's the balance? It has to be with two opposing polarities. Because if not, you're all stacked on one side, and that's how you tip the scales. So, what's the goal here? To tip the scales? Hmm. Something profound is happening right now. Hmm. A city set on a hill can still be balanced and aligned. You just have to know architectural design, right? I've lived on mountains for quite a few years at this point, multiple mountain ranges. You never quite notice you're on a mountain until someone reminds you. Your refusal to surrender to the process that you're in is a very reminder, because in that refusal, you're inviting your soul to escalate the circumstance so that you cannot avoid it. It's like when you call in to a customer service line, you have an issue with a service that you're paying for. So you call in, and you've called in before, or the issue is something that is so pronounced that it cannot wait. And so the customer service rep will escalate the issue. It will escalate it. Your lack of surrender is what escalates the learning potential. As that opportunity to learn begins to escalate, the potentiality begins to rise as well. Your potential learning, your potential growth, that all begins to rise. Blue ray awakening, you're not going to see this coming because, again, you're so busy running away from the situation. It's definitely something. It's definitely something. Card number 44, renewal. Allowing yourself to be renewed. Allowing yourself um oh wow. Allowing yourself to be renewed with things that you didn't expect. Because again, remember, if you continue to be refilled with the same old thing, then really it's not going to create change. You have a cup of water, but what you want is orange juice. What would make you super happy and perk you back up is orange juice. You're going to feel perked up by continuing to fill your cup with water. If what you crave is orange juice, water is not going to do it for you. So why continue to fill it with water? If your blood sugars begin to dip and what you actually need is that orange juice in order to increase your blood glucose levels, restabilize you, then why would you drink water? They're both liquid, but they're not the same thing. They're both liquid, but they're not the same thing. They're just not. So you need to. Hey, Edwin. Extra pulp, please. He likes to chew his drink. Boba. I like to chew my drinks too. Who am I kidding? I love extra pulp orange juice. I do, literally. I don't think my kids like it so much though. Change in reverse. So it's your fear of change, right? Why are you afraid of the change though? Are you afraid of change because you're afraid of becoming tangled? What does that mean? You heard tangling? What do you think that means? Whenever people tell me like they perceive something, that's always my question. What does that mean to you? Only once or twice a year? Oh my gosh, I love oranges. I love um what are they called? Cara? Not cascara sagrada. That's something else. I think it's cara oranges. Those are so sweet. It's ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Okay. The truth's coming out. Woo. Something is definitely trying to derail your progress. Look, 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 look. Dark interference, self sabotage. They're trying to get you upside down so you'll sabotage your own growth. Don't let demonic things do that to you. Seriously. Like, so you're coming to a space of awakening, and they're using this destabilization that naturally occurs as you ascend to halt, effectively, efficiently halt your metamorphosis. The key here is to dispel that darkness. You're so afraid of the shadow within you that it makes you afraid of the dark. I used to be scared of the dark. As a kid, I was very, very scared of the dark. Why? Because I used to get severely psychically attacked as a child, energetically attacked as a child. Everything spikes my diabetes. If you completely cut out grains, your diabetes should level out. In addition to that, if you begin exploring things like berberine, it's a natural supplement, it can improve your insulin sensitivity. Hormones also play a role. Endocrine disruptors, if you're exposed to endocrine disruptors at work, things like that. Oh, you have celiacs? That'll do it. And there's cross reactivity with celiacs. Just because it's gluten free does not mean it's okay for you. Rice is a major culprit. I always needed a light on. Yeah. Now I'm not so scared of the dark. Why? Because I've been through enough to know I'm most powerful in it. You never see me coming. Get to that point. Get so solid within yourself that you are at a point where even your vulnerabilities are considerable strengths. You got to get to a point where you allow yourself to accept the opportunity for what it is, an opportunity that can bring you to the places within yourself, within your life, within your journey and your purpose, a place where you feel at home. This space that we share is one of your homes, but it's not your only home. This is not the only place where you belong. With me is not the only place you belong. You belong at the forefront of your own local community. What does that mean? We are a community of leaders. We are a community of leaders. Michael says, why did you stutter when you said that? Because it makes me uncomfortable. I have no shame in saying it. It makes me uncomfortable to know that I'm being charged to lead other people. But if that's what I'm made to do, then I guess that's what I need to do. Just because you're uncomfortable doesn't mean you don't do it. It means you have to find out why you are uncomfortable while you do the very thing you're uncomfortable doing. I know I'm not hurting anyone. I know I'm not willing to. So what else is there that I can think of to use as an excuse to not help others out of their circumstance by leading them, using me as an example? Nothing. So then there's nothing to fear. There's no more excuses left. This rare opportunity is going to put you exactly where you need to be, in front of the people you need to be in front of, connected to the people you need to be connected to, and given the opportunities that will really help you to rise. It's up to you what you're going to do with it, though. It's very much up to you. And if you allow yourself, really beautiful things can happen, but you have to allow yourself. That's the key. If you're not going to allow yourself, well, then you're going to continue to be in the same situation that's led to you feeling so unhappy that you are seeking answers outside of yourself. That doesn't mean that you failed. It doesn't mean that you're some type of loser. No. What it means is now you're being brought to a place of realization of where you're at. And if you don't like where you're at, you are empowered with a type of knowledge that can get you out of it. You can go to whatever place you want. You really can. You can go to whatever place you want, and it's up to you. Oh, that's it. I gotta go. Good night. Sleep tight and have a dream come true. Here's a prayer and every wish for every dream you do. I don't know where I learned that song. I think one of my kids taught me. So, I hope that whatever the opportunity is that's awaiting you, I hope you seize the moment. I hope you allow yourself to go beyond your fear. I really do. I hope that in you doing whatever it is you need to do, you'll find the truth of how happy you actually are capable of being. It's part of my life purpose to be publicly visible and a part of this community. I never thought I would reach a point in my journey at any point in my life where I feel so comfortable just being myself. You guys helped me with that. If I had never allowed myself to be uncomfortable, challenged, hell, even afraid, I mean, I would have missed out on a lot. I would have missed out on a lot. And I'm so glad that despite my fear, despite my hesitation and misgivings, I went ahead and I just blindly trusted soul. I would have never had the opportunity to have a true and genuine community with you guys. I've been part of multiple communities, multiple. And every time I've outgrown my purpose, my usefulness for the people who wanted to use me. Oh, I've had quite a few. Um, yeah, I was ousted. I can't say I'm sorry or that I miss it. I can't. That would be a lie. Especially knowing that every time I was rejected, I was redirected towards the place where I really belong. So every time you're rejected, you're simply being redirected towards where you truly belong, where you will truly experience happiness. Let yourself have that. Take your soul up on that opportunity. Tell soul, okay, show me what you got. Let me pick and choose. I think everything is going to be fine. As Blu rays, we need to explore, and exploring is what you're being asked to do. You got this. So, guys, I'll see you again very soon. If you haven't already, please go check out what I have available for the solar eclipse on the 19th. I'll be live that evening, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I believe. And we'll be doing a fire ceremony. So if you want to be part of that, you can join me at mevolving.com/shop/solar, and you'll be able to see all of that there. Okay. I will see you guys again very soon. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. Good night, everyone.